Hello and welcome to this English lesson about English phrases that start with out of. And if you're wondering, are there enough of these English phrases, Bob, for a complete English lesson? Well, I have 26 of them. Out of date, out of money, out of shape, out of order, out of practice, out of place, out of line, out of control, out of breath. There are a lot of them, and I will teach all of them to you this morning. These are phrases that we use quite regularly in the English language. They are very, very common. You might think that I was, trying really hard to put together a lesson with this many phrases, but it was actually quite easy. I thought of over 20 of them myself, and then of course I used AI to kind of fill out a few more, and it gave me a few more like out of character. That's a good one. So anyways, welcome to this English lesson about English phrases that start with the words out of. I think you'll enjoy it, and I think you'll learn some new phrases you can use in a future English conversation. Out of focus. So this is deliberately blurry. When something is out of focus, it's not clear or sharp, usually because a camera or your eyes are not focused properly. So if I do this, my hand will be blurry, and then now it is in focus. I will be, that was fast. I was hoping I would be out of focus for a bit longer. Out of focus, and now in focus. So when you aren't wearing your glasses, if you're someone who wears glasses, things will be out of focus. They will be blurry. When you turn if you have a camera where you can turn the focus ring on the lens, you can make the image out of focus, not clear or sharp, usually because the camera or your eyes are not focused properly. Out of breath. When I finish walking at a brisk pace, I'm sometimes a little bit out of breath, but if I run, when I stop running, I am very much out of breath. So this means that I am breathing hard because you have been exercising or working hard. The other day I had to lift and carry some very heavy things on the farm. And when I was done, I was a little bit out of breath. It's not a nice feeling, but if you don't know what this feels like, stand up and go run for 20 seconds as fast as you can outside, and then you will definitely be out of breath. You will be breathing hard because you have been exercising or working hard. Out of shape. So this is when you are not physically fit or in good condition. At the end of the summer, I'm usually in shape because I work on the farm, I walk more, and I exercise more. At the end of the winter, and I would actually say right now, just a little bit, I'm a little bit out of shape. So when you are out of shape, you are a little bit overweight or a lot overweight. When you exercise, if you're out of shape, you will probably be out of breath. So you simply aren't healthy. You've been eating too much, and you've been sitting around too much, and now you are out of shape. Out of order, not working properly or broken. Sometimes the photocopier at school will have this sign on it. It will say out of order, awaiting repair. And usually the repair person comes the same day out of school, which is very, very nice. But this is not the sign that you want to see on the photocopier when you really need to make some copies. So again, if something is out of order, it's not working properly or it is broken. And I want to tell you this though. We use this for photocopiers or elevators, things that we share publicly. But if your car is broken, you just say your car is broken down or your car is broken. We don't use the phrase out of order for our personal things for some reason. Like the vending machine can be out of order and you can't buy a chocolate bar or a can of pop. The elevator, the photocopier. I really think we only use this phrase for things we share, but you wouldn't use it for your car. Out of stock. Not available because the store has sold all of that item. This is disappointing. When you go to a store because something is on sale, sometimes you'll get there and they'll say sold out or out of stock. Sorry, these products are out of stock. We no longer have them. If you're lucky, they'll give you a rain check. A rain check is a piece of paper or something they'll give you digitally on an app that allows you to buy that item at the sale price later. But it doesn't just have to be sale items. Sometimes normal things are also out of stock. You go to buy something and they don't have it. It's out of stock.
Out of stock.
Out of luck.
Out of luck.
When you're out of luck, you are unlikely to succeed or unable to get what you wanted. So we have in this picture a very sad person.
This is a sad
because they came. Apparently, they couldn't buy tickets online for this event. They came to the ticket booth, and it says sold out. So they're out of luck. There are no more tickets to buy. They're out of luck. They were unable to get what they wanted. Jen and a few of my kids wanted to go to the Ed Sheeran concert, but I told them you're out of luck. I'm not buying tickets that are that expensive. So it doesn't just have to do with tickets.
Doesn't have to be with tickets.
Let's say there was something on sale, or let's say someone was selling a car for a really good amount of money, and you called them and said, "Hey, I'm interested in the car." They might say, "Hey, you're out of luck. I just sold it to someone else." So out of luck. Unlikely to succeed or unable to get what you wanted. Out of control. Unable to be managed or stopped. Now you can be driving a car. And suddenly you hit ice and then your car is out of control. And you can't go in the direction that you want. Sometimes when people get very emotional or upset, we say, "Oh, they're out of control. He's out of control. Calm him down." That's why at bars they have bouncers, so that if a customer starts to get out of control, starts to do things they're not supposed to, they can kick them out. So when you are out of control, or when something is out of control, you are unable to be managed or stopped, or that thing is unable to be managed or stopped. Out of time, having no time left to finish something. A couple of these phrases have to do with that. I'll talk about out of money later. We sometimes use the out of phrase to indicate that we no longer have something. So you can be out of milk, you can be out of money, you can be out of time. So we are not out of time for this live stream. I have lots of time to do this English lesson today. So we are not out of time. But let's say you're writing a test. And the teacher says you have 2 hours to write the test. At 1 hour and 59 minutes in, you're almost out of time. And then when 2 hours has passed, you will be out of time. Out of practice. Not as skilled as before because you have not done something recently. You could tell. Sorry, you could tell this image is AI generated because apparently he's already hit the ball and the tee, and he hasn't even swung yet. He's winding up to swing. He's really out of practice. But let's say there's something you enjoy doing. I enjoy archery, and I just started again a month ago, but I'm out of practice. I'm having trouble getting the arrows to hit the target. Maybe you really enjoy playing volleyball, but you haven't played for a few years. And if someone says, "Hey, do you want to play volleyball with us tonight?" You might say, "Well, I'm out of practice. It's been a while." But yes, I will come out. So when you are out of practice, you're not as skilled as before because you have not done something for well, you have not done something recently. I was going to change the definition
a little bit.
Out of touch. No longer informed about what is happening or no longer in contact with someone. So there's two meanings here. If you went to a business and they had this sign in the entranceway, like just a grocery store or something, you would say they're out of touch. Like the pandemic is over. You don't need to wear a mask anymore at the grocery store. So I would say they are out of touch. You can also use it the second way, where I can say, I've been out of touch. I haven't talked to my brother for 6 months. I should really call him because we've been out of touch for too long. So again, listen to how I'm saying these, out of touch. But when I say it quickly, I say out of touch. Same with some of the earlier phrases. Out of focus. Out of order. So you sometimes can speed it up. Out of order. With that one, I do hit the F. Because order starts with a vowel. Did you hear that? Out of stock. Out of order. Out of stock. Out of order. Yeah. If you have a vowel. Sometimes I learn things as I'm teaching them. Out of date.
Out of date.
So I had a family member
I
who
have
had a
family members who had a job,
and they were always
and they was
complaining about the
complaining
computer
about the
that they had to use at work because it was out of date. I didn't realize that right away until they started talking about Windows 95 or Windows 98, I think they had. I was like, what? Is that computer out of date? So when something is out of date, it is old and no longer current or useful. So if your computer looks like this, it's probably out of date. It's probably time to get a new computer. It even has a CD-ROM drive or a DVD player down there. And it takes 3.5 inch floppy disks. Wow. And that's probably like 13 or 14 inch monitor. It's not even a flat screen. So out of date, old and no longer current or useful. Out of money.